Good evening, afternoon, morning, good night, wherever you are in the world. Welcome one and all to a disaster piece in the making. I'm joined in the booth with Fellison. We have a LordFizzlebeef versus Darkmoon challenge. This is an AP game setup, so it's going to be a lot of fun. Fellison, you want to kind of talk to our fine folks about what we're going to be looking at here?
Yes. Basically, Fizzle had a silly idea yesterday of Lefeinian ladder challenge, where instead of just doing one game, why not do one multi-world each, just solo? And Darkmoon rose to the challenge, and now they are running FFR X Super Mario World.
Yeah, this
Now,
should be exciting.
as far as flag sets go, the FFR flag set is very close to the beginner flag set, though of course this is AP, it's more like an oops or lose version of that. And I will note that they cranked the scaling up extremely high to make up for being about to play two games. And of course, turned on save on game over, which is pretty standard for multi-world stuff. As for the Super Mario World, it's pretty basic again. The checks are just the 96 exits, with the goal being to defeat Bowser after beating 7 bosses, either the Koopalings or Rest North, with level shuffled being gone. So, Macklin, why don't we take a look at the blessings for these parties?
Yeah, yes, I posted the blessings in chat, but our fighter is coming with the Steel Lord, so if we find Steel Armor, that gives an instant cast of Fast for that fighter. Plus an extra 15 agility is pretty nice, helps some dodginess in the early game. Our Thief coming with equipped bonks and helmets, plus some extra starting gold to start. That could be interesting. I see that Fizzle has opted to not take the Thief, but Darkmoon has. Our Red Mages comes with improved MP and life. So improved MP, if you don't know, will add an extra MP to every level, every 2 levels of experience gained. Plus it comes with life on level 8, so we have 2 charges to start off on level 8, with life is just fantastic for that Red Mage. White Mage we don't see on the screen, but comes with Cure 3 and plus 1 MP level all. And then the Black Mage has resistance to Death, Time, and Poison, which are very nice blessing to have. Plus then Hurt Dragon, which, I mean, who cares? On a Black Mage, it's not going to do much.
And they are, and both opting to start with the FFR. Now they are keeping the Mario music running for that, because it's easier from a text standpoint. The AP script for FFR really doesn't like if you pause the game in the emulator, so no quick option to swap the music between the games. Now for that level 1 magic, the big thing that jumps out is Warp, level 1 black magic, but it's a bit lackluster for offense.
And there we already see.
And we also
Steel Armor
yeah,
already.
that's Steel Armor. Sorry for
That's just unfair. We don't have to hunt for the Steel Armor. I personally like to give them more of a challenge.
Both of our runners are done with the Canaria and heading straight for top. Probably gonna do all the checks right now, in case there's something big for Mario. They do have a starting AO item, in this case Thor Hammer. And was that the floater in the very first chest?
That was the floater. That is... wow.
Well, that means nothing without the canoe, but hey. And the rest was some pretty decent early game money.
Yeah, early game money is not too bad to find. Looks like Fizzle's taking an enemy pack here, already at level 5.
Garland is already done on Darkmoon's side. And the King and Princess just had some more money. That's soups or lose for you.
I won't say no to early money.
Oh, absolutely. especially with those cheap houses and the vendor item already being here.
And it's the
Which
key.
was the key.
That's what is this?
Well, that's certainly a very convenient start. Because I'm okay with doing a lot of early game checks in FFR in this setup, since starting Mario now would make you just stuck without being able to run, which does not sound pleasant to me as someone who has never played Rando. Imagine if you had to find a check to not run at vanilla speeds in FFR. That's kind of what we would be dealing with.
Okay, Darkmoon heading up to Matoya as Fizzle is heading into the Canaria Locked. We saw there was an Oxyale picked up here in Canaria.
And we find one of the most important progression items for Super Mario World in Climb in one of Matthias' chests.
Yeah, that
I do know from having played some multi-worlds with other people playing Super Mario World that it's a pretty common roadblock.
I'm curious what Climb actually does in Super Mario World.
It's being able to climb vines and ladders,
Oh!
bricks, and this kind of stuff.
Yeah, you definitely need that. That's definitely important for a lot of levels.
Yep.
I was trying to think, like, what could that even mean? Because there's no, like, ledge grabbing or anything like that for Super Mario World. But yeah, I forgot about vines. Vines are important find.
Indeed. No, I did not quite catch that level 2 magic. Thankfully, we got some notes here. We do have our first sweeper in Fire 2 along with Quake, and White Magic had Ruse and Exit, both really good to have on Red Mage.
Oh yeah, those are really good spells.
Now Fizzle finds his climb, and 10 coins, that's not money.
Those are SMW coins, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Which, I don't know that does anything?
Nah, I'm pretty sure the only thing they do is give 1-ups.
Okay. What are we missing in SMW Rando? So the big things is run, I believe jump, climb, and hold are the ones that are the big things.
That's what I seem to remember too, especially since we don't have some of the more bonus checks, like stuff from Dragon Coins and secret 1-ups and stuff like that can require more niche items like P-switches or power-ups.
Right.
Though I know the cape can definitely be very important for finding exits, so...
Okay, I pulled up the AP page. It's carry, climb, run, P-switches, swim, spin jump, and Yoshi. As well as, I don't remember if the YAML showed the ability to use power-ups were turned on. I think those are shuffled in as well as the 4-switch palaces. Yep.
So anyway, another update on progression. Darkmoon is now in Dwarf Cave, has found yet another variety of lazy dwarfs. The TNT was just in the chest in there, along with the ship, which in AP is guaranteed to be in your Sphere 1. And then in Treasury there was the P-switch for Super Mario World, and the Ruby. So now I believe that on the FFR side, the only progression that's left before BK is Marsh at this point?
I believe so, yes.
Now we are hitting up the Alfred magic shops. Things that jump out, Lightning 2 and Temper in black, along with both locks. So we are a bit underpowered in terms of sweepers, but still we have 2 options already. Now as for white magic, let's see here. That's Fade. Not red mage learnable though. So sadly, Fizzle's red mage will not be appropriately named in this situation. And finally, in black level 4, there's some more firepower with Leaf 3 and Fire 3. That's still no nuke, and I would have loved to have access to some ice magic in that place, but that's still decent, though they will take a bit of time to come in for the black mage. I think that's level 8 when you first get your level 4 charges. Fizzle has looted out the Toflock chest and found something relatively important that Darkmoon has faded. It's swimming in one of the duo chests in there. Hooray!
Boo! Sorry.
Hooray! Come on, would you really murder your closest fan?
I do guillotine the poor Hooray Dwarf. I'm a terrible human being, I know.
I mean, if you own up to it, that's okay.
What do we get? TNT
No.
ship and Ruby, and then we have... Oh, Fizzle found Swim. And
Yep, I went over that. That was in Toflocked. Meanwhile, Darkmoon is starting the first dive of Marsh. Now, all loose means you've got to check the attic.
I'm working on getting a tracker for SM World put up on the screen for us.
And Fizzle has opted to do the first checks in Super Mario World before doing Marsh, so we will probably not have as much stuff to comment on in terms of variants outside of the checks at the end of all levels. And I thought levels were shuffled, but maybe these early levels are simple ones for logic reasons. I don't know about that.
Yeah, they might
Never
be.
played Rando.
It might be one of those things where if you don't have access to the early levels, it's basically a soft lock.
Mm.
So we found a crystal as well, I see. And then... Alright, I'm going to scroll a little bit here. P-switch, swim, and climb. And then we got climb and P-switch for Darkmoon so far. Okay.
Right, I've got to shout out our tracker and restreamer for this stream, Macklin, because, you know, that's Macklin.
I'm just doing a few things today. It's okay. Alright. Yellow switch palace for Fizzle. That'll help out.
Except, okay, these are not shuffled apparently, because I thought at first that this would just have been the soft, which is a bit of a womp, but no.
This is
Okay.
a boss hunt. It is a 7 boss for SM World. It is not an egg hunt. Which actually would have been a great
Correct.
idea for today.
Now,
You can't grab it, Fizzle. You don't have the ability to grab. Ah, okay. We were able to get the jump on it. I thought for sure he was trying to grab a hold of it.
Meanwhile, on Darkmoon's side, Marsh ended up being a bit of a dud, apparently. There was some pretty decent gear in there, like Ice Sword, Twin Sword.
Mm-hmm. The Ice Sword, I think, rolled +5, which is pretty nice.
And taking on Maybe Pack.
Did some great experience early on.
Oh yeah, with that scaling, which, if I recall correctly, it's over 3 types for the base multiplier and 20% per item. That would be, you don't even need that many items for it to get your party up and running. Yeah, already level 15. Sadly, I don't believe lockpicking is on. Well, they've got the key. Lockpicking would not matter.
Oh, I misunderstand how SM World works. I thought if you completed the Yellow Switch Palace, you got access to this Yellow Switch blocks, but they're an item. Okay.
Okay, the cutscene just plays regardless.
And what a dive there for Fizzle, right into the gap. I think we jumped a little too soon, hit that block, and went straight into the beyond. So as was noted by both runners prior to this, neither of them are exceptional Super Mario World runners, players at all, if anything. So the SM World portion of this should be a fantastic show to watch.
Speaking of fantastic, there was a ribbon in Marsh. Finally something of value.
That is massive find.
And on the Yoshi Island 3 exit was progressive power-up, so I believe that let Fizzle finally get mushrooms, not quite be a one-hit wonder. Ooh, and speaking of value in Marsh, carry. There it is.
Oh, that's on the very far chest, too. Yeah, that's definitely going to help Darkmoon out whenever we get to Super Mario World. The ability to pick up Koopa shells and use them to our advantage is really powerful. Oh, that's where the crystal is. Northwest Castle. Okay. Darkmoon using a pretty cool feature there of the AP client is whenever the AP items are sent to the server, you can actually reset out of your FFR save and those items will still be saved. Now, if it's an actual item that you pick up in FFR, that's something you have to physically save. Like, so if it doesn't say AP item, you will have to physically save it. But if it says AP item, those items are sent to what is essentially a cloud, and you can just reset out with and save a lot of steps, a lot of movement with that.
Now, in this flex that they are running, there isn't that much you would really lose from resetting anyway. Mostly just levels and then progression is mostly the fiend case, I guess.
Oh, what a find from Matoya. 1 coin for SM World. Fantastic.
Ding! Now Darkmoon is finally being thorough with all the inner sea key checks, doing everything that Fizzle had done before March. So that will be, if I think in terms of Mario progression, he will be ahead of Fizzle by having a carry for these first couple levels. Will help make that one sweet jump on, was it Yoshi's Island 4, slightly less jank. And with that, Darkmoon is getting started on Mario. Nope, you don't have Yoshi yet.
Didn't find the progressive power up either, so those mushrooms aren't doing anything for them. Ooh, Resnor boss.
That's right, and discount, despite not being couponings that you would fight in the castles in at the end of each world. A boss is a boss.
Yep.
Now, as for what we are looking for in Super Mario World, the main reason we are BK in FFR right now is that we have nothing to get out of the NSC, no canoe, no canal. So these are the two main things we would be looking to get before switching back to FFR. If we do at all, because I do remember that in the thread for the challenge, at least one of the runners mentioned a threat of just rushing to Mario World, trying to release that ASAP.
Yes. At least I hope I turned that setting on. We'll find out at the same time.
And this lecture right now is proving why, when you are not doing high-level speedruns of this game, having a bit of durability can save you a lot of time in the long run. Now, I have not played Super Mario World in ages, so I would not be able to tell you where the secret exit for all these levels are found. But as you remember, any level with a red dot on the overall map is one with two exits, one normal and one secret. And the secret exit will give you access to different stage, in addition to being a second check on the AP side. And to answer a question in chat, the boss tokens are basically what you get for beating each of the bosses, and our goal for Super Mario World today is to gather 7 of those and go beat Bowser afterward.
Yeah, essentially the same thing as orbs in FFR. You need the 7 boss tokens, like you need the 4 orbs to enter the final dungeon.
In this case, we don't need all of them. It's 7 out of 11 in this YAML they went with.
Yep.
Anyway, while we have some downtime from slightly slower paced levels on both of our runners' side, I will mention that, as you might have inferred from what Crabcakes has been saying in chat, she will be the next one to do a challenge of the same format with Fizzle, and that time it would be FFR combined with Super Mario 64. That will be next week, so stay tuned for that.
Yeah, that should be another good one to watch. I honestly think that this should be the new meta for challenges for Lefeinian Ladder is nonsensical AP challenges.
I've got some experiments of my own I'm willing to try, though I doubt those will be restreamed. Anyway, more progression has been found in... yes, that was Darkmoon, so it must have been... oh wait, no, that was the same progressive power-up from earlier. Ignore me.
Right. Which, I'm assuming on this tracker, I don't know what it means on the tracker. I don't know if it's actually on the tracker.
I guess it would be the mushroom on the bottom row.
That's one-up checks, which I don't think.
Okay, never mind.
On, so I'm not sure. Maybe it's just not part of the tracker. Unless it's the superstar. I don't know. I don't know how SM World tracking works. Figuring out with all of you. But they both have it at least. They're both able to use progressive power-ups now. Darkmoon with the advantage of being able to carry shells and blocks around to take out enemies, especially the Watuka? I can never pronounce the name. But also, if you just notice, Darkmoon was able to pick up an extra 1-up at the end of that level by carrying that blue shell across the finish line.
And it looks like, unless Fizzle had missed something in the progression in FFR, progression in Super Mario World will require finding some secret exit, because there is a flag they have turned on that makes this level that Fizzle just went through swap the normal and secret exits. So, as I said, I'm extremely rusty on my Super Mario World, but I would guess one thing that could give more exit at this point would maybe be access to the cape.
I'm trying to think what else we could have missed. I feel like we've grabbed every piece of every chest out of FFR.
Or maybe something that requires carrying, since Fizzle did not dive marsh.
That's true. Because I assume that the SM World map works much in the same way, is that the icons on the map with the red dots will have the multi-exits, as well as like ghost houses will have multi-exits. But I'm not entirely sure if the map portion of the game works as it does in vanilla, where the red icons show secret entrance or secret exits, whereas the yellow dots show vanilla exits only, one exit only.
Now Fizzle checking Alphen, getting the bad news about Fade. Sadly, Fade, the red mage, will have to change names at some point.
Thank you, Kirby fan, for the acknowledgement. This pit. Without the ability to run up that wall, that pit can be bothersome for sure.
Actually, I do remember that Fizzle got to this level earlier, though I did not catch how this was done specifically.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure how Fizzle got through it so easily. Imagine it's something akin to like a wiggle or something to get up that last section of blocks. Woo! Almost lost your power up there, Darkmoon. That was a close one. Almost got stomped. This level gave me a lot of anxiety as a child. And that was with the blocks that you see there that are missing. I had all the P-switch, or all the, not the P-switches, the switch palaces, yeah. 3 experience boxes in Elfland. That's massive. I didn't see that before. But it's just
experience is very easy to come around in this flag set, but yeah, I see what you mean.
Yeah. Like having 3 of them in a row like that is it's pretty nice. I mean, it's 18, almost 20,000 experience shared between 3 party members. That's roughly a good level 2, maybe 3 levels there in the early game.
Yeah, while we were saying that Darkmoon got to that section, he died previously on his first attempt this time. Tried to grab the feather, but nope, not enough progressive power-ups. And is making it finally to a red snow. I know from having watched speedruns a long time ago that there are some pretty quick kills strats for red snow, but I would not be able to tell you what those look like, and I absolutely do not blame our runners for not going for those.
Resner was the one boss that I struggled with a lot with. And we see a hint in canal coming out from Darkmoon. For the hint for the canoe in the canal.
Now, the AP condenser does not include the hints, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see where those have landed.
Yeah, and Darkmoon does not have the AP client up on their stream, so I can't even look.
There it is. That must be how we get one of these secret exits from the Lucky 2 Cloud.
It sounds familiar. I think one of these tubes we have to go through. I'm trying to remember how this level...
Meanwhile, in terms of gear, we got a couple looks at Fizzle's inventory. I'd say we are pretty much set for the game.
It's that one right there. It's that tube.
Okay, we've got some that excellent ice sword we mentioned earlier, which at these scalings is pretty much everything you would need. We've got strong flame armor, and I believe those are some silver bracelets with pretty good blessing on the mages.
I'm almost positive that that tube that's in the air and that level takes us to a secret entrance. With 30+ years of playing this game, I mean, it's been quite a few years since I've actually played the game, but memory is slowly coming back to me from the number of times that I played this game as a child. And it seems very familiar that that's where it's at. I'm trying to remember the secret entrance or the secret exit in this level as well.
Oh yeah, these past 2 levels were both Forest of Illusions. That place full of secret exit.
Yes. Oh, it's the key. Yeah, we do need to grab. Needs P-Balloon or Yoshi. Oh, that's right. Won't be able to get down there without that.
Yes. Sacrifice could be required with one of those options.
Yeah. We're going to be dropping Yoshi down a pit.
Would you save or kill the Yoshi?
Oh, I kill the Yoshis. Those poor Yoshis. There's too many of them in the world.
Now Fizzle has finally found a carry from that marsh cave. And that was also last location in it, which makes sense with that location. And is now off to get that secret exit. Well, is it the one in that level?
So DM just threw out a hint for a P-Balloon as well. Oh, you know what? You know what? You know what? I just remembered I have the rooms available to me. So the hint for the canoe is at Red Switch Palace in SMW at Vanilla Dome.
Okay.
So we need the secret exit for that one there. And then the canal is at Sky Palace in the greed chest. So we will need the key or the chime and the cube and somehow accessible to the floater to even get the canal, which is quite funny. So the canoe will be the progression.
That's confirmed.
P-Balloon is at Smith's, and you can see there's a hint for adamant. Well, I guess it didn't show on screen because we don't have enough hints for that, or points for that. So P-Balloon is at the Smith in FFR.
Alright, so I expect to see an adamant hint pretty soon from Darkmoon.
Yeah, because I think the secret exit for this level requires a Yoshi to use the Yoshi wings. But I want to say for this level, yep, Fizzle, I think, has the plan here. There's their secret exit.
And yes, it was locked behind Gary. And look, finally a proper Donut Plains level.
Well, this one is going to require the cape to get the secret level, or a Yoshi with the ability to fly as well, I think. I'm trying to remember. I think there's a blue shell at the end of this, so if we had access to a Yoshi, I think we can get the secret exit for the level that Fizzle is currently on. Or a green switch, okay. That's right, the green switch.
All these Let's Play World players in chat carrying the stream for us in the Mario front.
Really appreciate it.
Yep.
If I remember right, this exit is the normal exit, goes up to the ghost house. Yep. Okay.
Okay, so that's not our progression.
Huh.
So, how does the secret exit work for that one?
This is interesting. This is puzzling me because I'm trying to remember what was the left level. Oh, because the level that Fizzle is on is the ghost house, and I believe the level that Darkmoon is on is the lower one.
Okay, Kavi fan answering our question for us. This secret exit also just needs carry, so
Oh, okay.
Fizzle will be able to get that, and I believe that leads to the Greenwich Palace location in Vanilla.
Because yeah, the Forest of Illusion level, we need the P switch or the Yoshi, I believe.
Oh, wait, I misremembered where Vanilla Buster 2 was. So yes, Vanilla Buster 2 is the one on the ghost house.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Darkmoon is trying to use a cloud strat to get that secret exit in Forest of Illusion 4. Doesn't look as efficient as that Koopa that Fizzle had used for the same place.
Oh, is this the I don't remember that portion of the level that Darkmoon just went through there on the underwater portion.
I believe that's a tutorial screen for how to fly using the cape.
Okay. Kirby fan just says had to stand on top of the rising block in the final room. I'm assuming that's for the Valley of Bowser level. Watching this makes me want to play some SMW Randomizer now. Yeah, Forest of Illusion 1, I think. Is that the level that Darkmoon is on currently as well?
The Darkmoon is on Forest of Illusion 4.
Okay. Ooh, the game is not cooperating.
And given that what's at stake behind this Super Mario World early game is the canoe, that's gonna give them immediately access to the floater and most of the FFRC. So whoever gets out of this first will pretty much have a decisive advantage for the rest of the race. Fizzle back in Valley of Basso 2.
I do remember now. There's that secret exit to the left there, if I'm remembering right.
Okay.
But trying to get the height for that, I think, is the issue. Likely to have to jump off of another enemy without the ability to run to get a higher jump height.
Darkmoon trying to hitch a ride off Lake to Cloud, but keep the Lake to way too far off the ground to get access to the cloud.
Did we pick up spin jump and I missed it? Oh yeah, we did.
There it is. Darkmoon has finally picked up a cloud in a good position and will finally have this secret exit. Which leads to Donut Plains 1. Which is not our way out of this, but it is the place where Fizzle found the spin jump earlier, so that's some more. I don't know how much progression it actually is, but it certainly is quite convenient to have.
It can give you, I think it can give you some additional jump height, spin bouncing off of enemies, if I remember right, but I don't think it's too much more height than normal jumping off of enemies.
That, and it's pretty much required in some levels, like Star World 1, I think it is, comes to mind.
Yeah. Yeah, and just don't have the height to get to that secret key there for Fizzle that he's attempting. This could be an interesting stopgap.
And Darkmoon is in the Cape Tutorial jail that Fizzle went through earlier now.
This is a fun level to practice the cape on. Practicing your cape tap with all this massive space.
I remember that, yeah.
I'm pretty terrible with the cape. So Fizzle is very insistent on getting the secret exit here, but I just don't think we have the height available to get up to that key there. I like the play there.
Pretty good looking attempt at getting a good jump off the top Koopa in that formation, but just not getting enough height indeed. So
yeah, I like the deboost play off of jumping off the second lower one and then trying to propel off the top one to get further over. But I just don't think it's quite enough to get there.
Darkmoon gets the Donut Plains 1 no exit, and now they are pretty much tied in terms of progression. And is now headed through the level that we know is our progression.
Yeah, it's a matter of how do we get there? I think it might consist of carrying a shell through the tunnel to get the additional jump height, which is it looks like what Darkmoon is up to.
Meanwhile, I had watched just enough. I have just enough experience watching Kaizo that when Darkmoon was stuck in one of those the cycles of the lowering platforms, I was just thinking he could save some fun by just jumping out of there. He probably won't try shell jumps.
Yeah. Shell jumps are a lot harder than the Kaiser runners do make them up here.
Oh, Kaizo runners are amazing.
Yeah, I've tried playing Kaizo levels, even the Kaizo tutorial level that was created at some point, one of those. I did not get very far in it. There's just some tech that it feels impossible to do. Okay, Fizzle seems quite confused about what to do.
Yep, took the time to hint for the canoe. And the green switch. Okay, there it is. Darkmoon has found the secret. There it is, it's just going over this ledge here, and you just need carry to open the secret exit. So now onto Yoshi's Island 2, a pretty straightforward level.
So
I was taking a bit.
Sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. Okay. No, I was just gonna joke that taking the time to hit all these coin blocks is a form of loot goblining. Anyway, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I was looking at the hint that Fizzle had done. The Green Switch Palace is in Mirage Tower. So another thing that requires getting that canoe.
And the chime, which I do not believe we have found yet.
This is another stress-inducing level on Darkmoon's side, without the ability to fly or float. Oh yeah, that's about as big as I can get the text without it being unlegible. Let me try. Oh, we could do that.
Now,
that might make it a little easier to read.
Indeed. Now Fizzle has also found the secret exit, and out on Darkmoon's tail, just one level behind. So again, as a reminder, our players are both probably right now just looking for the canoe, which is in the Red Switch Palace. So they'll be rushing to that and probably hopping back to FFR for some time. Maybe trying to get run before they return to Super Mario World at this point.
Yep. I was not worried knitting him. I didn't, or knitting Ram, I'm sorry. I know, especially if you're viewing on mobile, the text can definitely be smaller. But I know if it's too big and they open too many chests, it scrolls way too fast to be able to read what is actually coming out of a lot of things. So I think this is probably about the happiest medium we can find. And it probably was harder for other folks to read as well, so it's no worries at all. But it definitely was a funny thought of Fizzle begging for the Green Switch Palace.
Yes, begging to the RNG. Always a viable strat.
Oh, absolutely.
And even if it doesn't work, the monkey paw moments are such great comedy that it makes it worth it.
Yeah, like asking for correct turn order, and the game gives it to you, but it doesn't matter anyway.
I'm never gonna leave that turn, am I?
That was fantastic. I think I saw that live, and I cracked up quite a bit. It was some good stuff. Goodbye, mushroom. Darkmoon didn't need that mushroom anyway. Mushrooms are just a crutch. Oh yeah, this is another fortress I remember not enjoying. The jumping thwomps.
Yeah, the thwimps, I believe they are called.
Yeah.
I remember those being a bit stressful, and in a race context, yeah, I would be a bit wary too. If I went an experienced speedrunner who could just know the right route to take to them in advance.
Like this one right here in particular, without having the red blocks. But we do have spin jump, so we can spin jump off of the thwimps and the thwomps. Alright, and Darkmoon.
Guess his second Resno.
Yeah. Second boss token for Darkmoon. Bum, 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 bum. I love the music.
There's something I love about the samples used in early SNES music.
Mm-hmm. There's some good stuff. Okay, now secret exit for the I can't remember the name of this level that we're in, but I think this also requires a key. But I'm trying to remember exactly. I know it's something to do with the jump platforms. We take them to a different section. To get somewhere. Because it's been a long time since I've done this game. So the memory of exactly what it requires. Another boss token for Fizzle.
Ooh, and the normal exit on that level gave run. So never mind, we're not hinting for that. We are just well, and again, I'm not familiar with the game. I will not say that's Nega mode, but that's pretty much all the stuff we'd pointed out as the most important progression.
Yeah. Yeah, run can get you some additional jump height. Plus the ability to fly whenever we have the ability to use our capes, our feathers.
Not to mention just going faster.
Exactly. Because we do want to
The
go
walking
fast.
speed is a lot faster than I remembered it, but still, run makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Darkmoon getting lost in this underwater level. Very easy to do. Oh, unfortunate death.
This song instantly brings to mind some Mario Maker meme that would not be appropriate to quote on stream.
Darkmoon going for the secret exit to get the red Switch Palace. We'll get their canoe and possibly might see Darkmoon just saying forget SMW for now and go back to FFR, since we have a lot of checks open to us. Oh, and that was a ribbon from that level. So Darkmoon just picked up another ribbon.
So, with that, we do not have a lot of progression. Like, I see the only film dungeon we would be able to do from this point, well, of course, Volcano, obviously, but then also Sea, but we are still missing a lot of stuff for FFR Go mode.
Yeah, what, Ice, Volcano, we get to Waterfall, we can get to the Cardi Isles, we can get to Ordeals.
We are 4 key items away from Go mode.
Mm-hmm.
Rod, Chime Cube, and Loot.
Yeah, and Darkmoon is opting to take the FFR route.
Yep. That's understandable because pretty much everything in the FFR would go at about the same speed if you do it now versus later.
Mm-hmm. Fizzle also taking the secret exit. We'll get their canoe as well here very shortly. Oh,
and the old men are confused.
Fantastic stuff.
But what's the point if the key item is on the one closest to the entrance?
Yeah, that's just cheating at that point. But it's okay, it was just 50
Are they
points.
even confused at this point? Or maybe they are confused but accidentally right.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's right, we have Sarda and Titans as well. Those are a few quick checks to do.
Spain.
Spain?
Yep, that's what I've been calling this peninsula the whole time I've been random.
Okay. I guess it does kind of look a little similar, doesn't it?
Sarda just had the Zeus Bonk for us, which, I mean, one more sweeper on the party is not the worst thing to have. And Titan's Tunnel just having some mediocre armor and some coins. Is it Cardia time? Looks like Cardia time to me.
Cardia's like 13 chests. Darkmoon was at 2 points, needing 22. So we'll need a few more chests after this. trying to hint for that adamant again, which, if I remember right, the adamant led to... the P-balloon.
Right, the P-balloon for that one secret exit early on.
Yoshi!
Well, that's the other way to get that secret exit.
There we go.
Also, well, we've been talking. Fizzle has been has found the canoe as well, but is opting to stick with Mario for now. Ooh, Kalia had the rod. That's one of the items we'd mentioned as missing for Go mode.
Also had Superstar activate, so now we can use Superstars.
So, I think this is pretty much the ultimate form of rod. Not even playing the same game to begin with.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Fizzle plans on progressing in Super Mario World until we get to some kind of lock before going back to FFR. Oh! This spot right here, where Fizzle's at. That shell is just so annoying.
Oh, would look at those spiders. When we'd seen the blessings earlier before the race started, we joked that we should have gotten Danny to roll the seed. Looks like we didn't need her after all.
I can roll
the
some.
Arachnids roll Blaze anyway.
I can roll some pretty nasty stuff at times. I know I play my own seeds. They're not fun.
Now, thankfully, this had just happened on Earth 1, and, well, even if it had been deeper in the dungeon, the Red Mage has a ribbon at this point, and many charges of life form.
Yeah. And Darkmoon has 2 ribbons, actually, too, so, we'll be able to keep probably the Thief, I'm guessing, so that we can run easier. Fizzle took an unfortunate death, I believe, here in this level, but is choosing to power on.
Yeah, unless the play of sticking with Super Mario World ends up making a major difference, I could imagine different numbers of deaths being one of the biggest deciding factors for this race.
Yeah.
I see the ribbons are the Thief and the Fighter on Darkmoon's side. Running straight into that pack of Arachnids. Thankfully, the Thief gets good in order. And we do not get the sound for it due to the audio setup on the stream, and also the fact that the sound is on Fizzle's side to begin with. But every time I see one of these boxes be opened with an AP item, the game doesn't. The FFR seed hasn't been informed of what kind of item could be in there, so some of them just play the key item jingle and end up just being something like 1 coin.
Yeah. Which is... the first time I played FFR AP, it really confused me on why I was getting chests randomly with like junk in it that said it was a key item. It just really threw me off.
There's an adjustment that has been made semi-recently, like something like within the time I've been playing, so less than a year, where now if any location is set as an incentive, it will always contain a progression item. In the case of this flag set, there are no incentive locations. And TFC has a heal.
Oh,
Actually, let me.
Do you see what Fizzle just found?
I see.
We've got a loot for Fizzle.
Yep, and that was on pretty much the critical path of just following the normal exits. So
I still will need Chime and Cube to access the final dungeons in FFR. But with that loot and key in hand, that really propels the idea of clearing out the bosses in Chaos in FFR versus trying to power through SMW. Because, as was stated prior, once you complete the game, at least with these settings on, all the items from the FFR game should be sent out to the SMW game. So it'll make
not only a release, but also a collect, which come with a lot of hit points for the remaining game, and probably allow to just rush to the couple of remaining key items.
Yep.
Earth had the power bank.
Flame armor and a white shirt as well, it seems.
And now the routine of dropping items from your armor inventory until the ones you are actually looking for come in through AP.
That was another thing that threw me off with the FFR AP was I would clear out items and then randomly I would get more items and I didn't know where they were coming from, and I realized what was happening finally. That they're just kind of hanging there until you make the inventory space.
Okay, the power bomb goes on the fighter, obviously, the white shirt on the red mage. One small thing I keep noticing runners, even at a pretty high skill level, not noticing, the power bank is actually equipable by an unpromoted fighter, unlike the Zeus bank. Just one tiny thing I felt like pointing out.
Yeah, because the thief can't equip it, but the ninja can. But yeah, I do think I forget that often as well. The fighter can actually equip it.
It's not a massive amount of absorb compared to the body armor and the shield slots, but the fighter, if you have got some good gear on those other slots, every little bit of defense on top of that can help reduce even further some nasty attacks, like from Dragon.
Yeah, absolutely.
And now Darkmoon is about to pull up our first fiend of the match. I'm now suddenly wondering if it's a good idea to hype him up, because, you know, it's Lich. He won't last too long for hits for almost 300 damage from the fighter. That Rinshot from the Thief gets 100 more damage. Tempest Rat, probably due to not having the best of its magic on the mages. If you didn't pick up Fire 3, that would make Fire 2 the best thing they got for damage, but yeah. The fighter just takes a very quick care of each, and that's one oblit. Now going straight to Volcano, I see. In the meantime, Fizzle has finished the normal exits route of Vanilla Dome, gotten the bus token from Morton. Now, is he looking to get to the fortress now for another quick token? Maybe trying to get to Bowser's castle through Star World without having to go through the entire game. Also, I just noticed we got a raid from Ojuan. Thanks a lot for coming in. Welcome to the Raiders. For what can be summarized with the title of the challenge thread, which is, hold on, let me put it up. Fizzle challenges Darkmoon to stupid, where both of our runners are doing a 2-game multi-world of FFR plus Super Mario World.
And our early progression was locked behind getting through a secret tunnel, a secret exit, to progress, which allowed us to get our canoe through the Red Splash Palace, which allows us to use the early floater we found. And Fizzle drops the P-switch, or the not the P-switch, the jump trampoline. I don't remember what it's called.
Yes, to continue with the summary of the race so far, the runners were both kind of bottlenecked by that one secret exit that Macklin mentioned, and past that point, we've got some major route divergence where Fizzle is trying to rush through Super Mario World, while Darkmoon proceeded to go back for FFR. Since we've got access to a good bulk of the game. The only hidden dungeon we don't have access to right now being Sky.
Thank you, Kirby Fan. Kirby Fan mentioning we need the blue Switch Palace to get to that secret entrance that Fizzle was trying to get through. I thought maybe we could get there with the trampolines, but I couldn't remember if it was just enough jump height or not. So far, nothing of note being picked up out of Volcano. I think I saw a black shirt, but there really wasn't a whole lot of anything else found. Fizzle trying to remember which door takes to the secret exit, or the main exit. I think we found it.
Also to inform our readers of the setting for this race, the FFR seed is very close to the beginner flag set, except it's more of an all loose thanks to the usual setup for Archipelago. And our Super Mario World seed has no bonus checks, just the exits, and is a boss hunt with a 7 boss token goal.
Oh, was that not the other exit? I thought that was the other exit for Fizzle.
It is. This is a different ghost house.
Oh, I completely missed that we went to a different ghost house. Okay, that makes sense now.
Meanwhile, Darkmoon in his full kill volcano found the terrifying seafood pack on the Igoma tile, followed by the I tile on the red D tile. That's a pretty massive contrast of encounters. But with how high the scaling is, we really don't need to take a grind here. Our party is already at endgame worthy levels.
Yeah, anything else at that point is just going to be cherry on top.
Same strat as against Lich. Mages lack good offense against carry, especially with the elemental resistances, so we just go with the temples on the fighter. Thief gets some surprisingly good chip damage with that dragon sword. Four hits for 690, yep, that's what 4 stacks of temple. Carry is down, that's 2 fins for Darkmoon.
It's about to be a 4th boss kill for Fizzle.
And a hit for the chime and cube from Darkmoon. So I know you found a way to look at those hints earlier.
Let me see if I can find those. Hint for chime is an ice cave. Hint for cube was Donut Plains 1 secret exit. And then also...
Ooh, Donut Plains 1 is a level we found much earlier in the run.
Yep. Just don't have access to the secret exit without the cape or...
Or the green Switch Palace.
Right.
With all that, actually, I believe we know the location of everything we need for FFR Go mode between what we already have across our 2 runners and what Darkmoon just hinted for. Though we might not know where all the requirements for some of these items. And thank you again, Kirby Fan, in chat for telling us that we can use Yoshi for it, which...
oh yeah, it's a sacrifice, essentially. We leave... we use Yoshi to jump up there, I believe. And then we just leave Yoshi behind in the level.
Yes, and didn't Fizzle find that too?
No. As we just saw, Fizzle had picked up a baby Yoshi there, and upon eating the requisite enemies, it just disappeared from the screen.
Right, Darkmoon is the one who has found it.
Yeah, because I believe it was in... I want to say Volcano.
Either that or Earth, maybe?
Cardia.
Cardia, right, Cardia.
Yes. Yeah, because we did Cardia right away. That makes sense.
The dino in the Dragon Isles.
Hmm.
I believe Condenser is stuck somewhere in the past right now. Thank you.
Yeah, the client kind of hung up there for a second. So
Darkmoon has also hinted for the loot, which I remember was somewhere in Vanilla Dome in Super Mario World.
yep. Darkmoon found a chime, a tail, and an herb. I was wondering why it wasn't
Masa.
progressing there. Ooh, Moss Moon, yeah. Found another ribbon. Found the Blue Switch Palace. I think we're caught up now.
And he's now headed for the Anorak continent, doing a waterfall fast.
Darkman also found another progressive power-up. So did Fizzle.
And Fizzle has left Super Mario World because he's finally found an actual lock on his progression and hit it for progressive power to get past that.
Yep. Because I believe the second progressive power-up would be the ability to use the Fire Flower, and then the third one should be the ability to use the Cape, if I remember correctly.
That sounds right.
Fizzle also hinted for progressive power-up. Stop scrolling. Stop scrolling. Progressive power-up. Yoshi's Island 3. Donut House. Secret Exit. And Ice Cave Bottom. So that's the one that Darkmoon found. And then also... Yeah, okay. Now we're caught up. I don't know why the condenser does not, it doesn't update and scroll if you don't have it, like, as the active window sometimes.
Yes. I remember that was an issue sometimes when casting in the last AP tournament.
Yeah.
Darkmoon in C, doing Kraken side first.
I don't believe Darkmoon has hinted for the cube yet.
No, I think he did.
Oh, that's right, we did.
He has hinted for everything he needs for Go mode.
Donut Plains 1 Secret Exit, that's right. Which, I think, has the ability to do so now. I'm trying to remember how many progressive power-ups was able to find. Oh, that's an Excalibur. Picked up for Darkmoon. That'll make very quick work of the Fiends.
No kidding. Especially if we go back to buy that steel armor.
Yep.
Would definitely make up for fast landing somewhere high up in Magic List.
Oh, Darkmoon found the best item for SMW. Special Zone Clear. Turns all the Koopas into little Marios.
Wait a second, that's counted as progression?
I don't know if it's progression or it looked like it was the color code for progression. So, but I don't think it's actually progression. But maybe Kirby fan could elaborate a little bit more on that for us. Really appreciate Kirby fan helping us out with the extrinsic the finer details of SMW. Oh, it makes more blue shells appear. Okay.
Yeah, I can see
Interesting.
how that's relevant.
Yeah, that could be very, because then with the Yoshi, the blue shells, we have the ability to fly to a lot more locations. Interesting. Today I learned.
Now Darkmoon pulls Kraken. Same strat as always, just stack tempers on the fighter. The thief doesn't even get knocked down by Kraken. I believe the scaling is just at the default for the beginner preset. Massa does decent damage, and I believe the fighter is equipped with the Cold Sword, actually. I usually consider that to be the weakest of these enemies that are weak to water. Usually come in massive packs that you do not want to melee, but it can be handy against Kraken indeed. Now Darkmoon goes back for Mermaid side. Now, in a setup like this where you have hints for so much of your stuff, do you bother taking the extremely time-consuming checks on TFC floor?
I don't see a purpose of it, considering we have Darkmoon has hinted for the loot, I believe. So Darkmoon knows where the loot can be found, should have access to the cube at this point as well, if I remember correctly. So should be able to just go straight to Chaos and just unload all of the items from the FFR game into SMW and just go mode essentially.
True.
But looks like we are clearing out the chests anyway, just in case we find something to help us out. I'm trying to recall how many progressive power-ups we've picked up on Darkmoon's side, if we have the capability yet or not. Maybe not remembering Yoshi is able to get to the secret exit to get the cube. Not being a SMW rando runner, probably not thinking of some things like that.
Fizzle up to his own carry fight, and she goes down in no time at all. Must have been using that rune sword or something. And maybe he had, yeah, given that number of hits, he definitely had the steel armor for the steel lord blessing on that fighter.
Yeah, the steel armor being found in Canaria, I'd be going back for that almost immediately if I didn't pick it up early on.
Sadly, I was looking away at the wrong time. Did Darkmoon carbonate bubbles?
I'm sorry, did what?
Darkmoon was in Mermaid floor just now, and I couldn't catch if he carbonated bubbles.
I completely missed it as well. I'm assuming so. We probably went into Bubbles' room. I'm sure we carbonated.
And now, time for a promotion. And Darkmoon probably about to feel bad about an earlier play, because in this flex set, the Hammer Sword is turned on. Though to be fair, there was some excellent stuff in Cardia and I. That through the individual islands rather than going straight for the horde without the tail. Fizzle has found his own Blue Switch Palace in the meantime, and he's probably about to get his chime.
Yeah, I think it was in the 6-pack down here.
Darkmoon going for Odirs. Was there anything he did there, or?
It's a good question. I don't remember anything being hinted in here. But Fizzle did find progressive power up.
Yeah, this ice cave was loaded.
Yeah. Oh, that's interesting, Kirby fan. I just read that. The color change in the overworld that usually occurs whenever you get the special zone clear, it actually only occurs whenever you defeat that level in particular, and not as of the item pickup. That's very, very neat.
In this case, we are not going to see that level since they've turned on the flag YAML to exclude the special zone from progression and leave its levels local to that place.
Alright, Fizzle hinting for a cube and Rod, which we knew Rod was in Cardia, and Fizzle getting the information that the cube is in Donut Plains 1 secret exit now. Is now caught up to the no mode that Darkmoon is in.
And checking Mirage now.
Not a bad play. There's like, what is it, 2, 4, 6, 8, 18 chests available here.
Yep. I didn't see any progression whatsoever in ODS.
Oh, Green Switch Palace.
That must be what he was looking for.
And we are back into SMW for Fizzle.
Taking the slow walk across the overworld. No airship for Mario.
Yep. Very slow movement on the overworld.
There's an option to speed that up. They did not. There's also an option to slow that down. They obviously did not.
Alright, so now Fizzle will be able to get the cube and will be effectively in go mode. Darkmoon also going to find the Green Switch Palace here.
So, I think it's fair to say that Fizzle has a significant, well, is it that much of a lead in terms of progression? Yes, on the Mario side, definitely, but on the FFR side, they are pretty much tied. So, Fizzle has more levels cleared in Mario, but Darkmoon has more orbs lit.
It's a very, very close game, I would say. I'm not sure who has the advantage here. Darkmoon is opting to check less than greater than as well before, but probably moving back to SMW.
I will say that Darkmoon has ended up goblining some places that Fizzle will probably not need to, especially C. Fizzle gets his own cube and passes his baton to the Light Warriors once again.
Yeah, it makes sense immediately to switch back. We have the ability to beat FFR. It makes sense to just go ahead and clear out the remaining fiends, take on Chaos, and then have full access to SMW at that point, and we'll just need to do essentially level rush, boss rush.
Yep, at this point, with most of the progression items having come into Super Mario World, it would pretty much turn into, well, rather shuffled well-play speedrun. Not quite the same level set, though. And Darkmoon is switching over to the SMW at the same time. I believe these levels were from Vanilla Dome. So not going straight for the cube. But we do know that the loot is somewhere in here, so probably looking to complete the go mode for FFR before finishing SMW, same as Fizzle.
It kind of looked like what Darkmoon was doing there was going through the level, getting all of the things that were collected in FFR, because it seems like they don't fully collect until you get into a level in SMW, and then you start collecting all the items as you go.
Maybe. Goes get the safety power-ups from Top Secret Zone.
Ooh, does not have the cape yet. Does not have that progressive power-up. So Darkmoon is only on progressive power-up 2, whereas Fizzle was found the third one.
Fizzle pulls Tia. Goes with all the tempers on the Lord Fighter with that Massa, so I thought Tia will survive one more turn. Black Mage doesn't stay up to put on a fourth temper charge, but yeah, 10 hits for 1053 damage. The dragon is down.
Tracker! Track the tracker! It's really interesting, Fizzle not having FFR music but still having sound effects.
Yes, it's a solution we came up with for the problem of switching audio between games. The first idea we had was to just pause the emulation for whichever game they are not playing, but we happen to remember that the archipelago script for FFR is actually rather unstable if you do this kind of stuff. You can end up just dropping a connection, requiring you to restart the client entirely. So for safety, we're not doing that. We're just sticking with the music from one game and removing the FF music from one flag in the rando. That's a costly death for Darkmoon right there.
that whole thing just went very terrible very fast. I thought maybe he was going to be able to recover there, but yeah, just didn't happen.
And the feather doesn't even give a mushroom when you don't have access.
That's weird.
I can see the logic.
I'm trying to remember how that worked in the base game.
I mean, in the base game, you always have access to the cape, so...
Yeah.
I see there were some fun scripts in C, but we are too high level to really care about it. I believe Fizzle probably has a couple of ribbons too.
Yeah, that shouldn't be too much of an issue.
And Kraken will just go down to the same strats.
I think the only thing I would worry about in FFR at this point is running across like a pack of badmen that have nuke as their vanilla script, you know. Other than that, I don't think there's a whole lot to worry about.
Kraken got a significant hit on the fighter, but it's still not enough to do anything. Fizzle easily gets the water orb blade. So now just needs to find the rod, which I believe was in Cardiat, and then clear a cave to have access to Toph. Or Topher.
The pumpkin piranha plants, I love it. The jack-o'-lantern.
My favorites are the crow bullet bears,
Okay.
though they are not in this level, of course.
Alright, Fizzle found Superstar, activate, which means I think we're going to be finding... Yep, there's the rod. Picked up.
Doesn't bother with the rest of Cardia, just go straight to Earth. Makes sense since everything else just gets released.
Yep. Yeah, Fizzle's pushing hard to clear out the FFR game.
Yeah, right now I'm tempted to say that he is in the lead in our current situation. Ah, yes, that one shell.
That shell's terrible. If you don't manage to jump across there, it goes bad really fast in there. Darkmoon does manage to recover and jump straight across, so should be smooth sailing from here.
Vampire getting one shot by the red mages melee. Truly a humiliating fate. No disrespect to the red mage, he has access to some really good swords, but sometimes people forget just how big the gap is between the red mage and the actual melee.
Right.
Though as someone who has played Vanilla somewhat recently, I would say that the chip damage from a red mage with some hand-me-down from your fighters can add up to quite a bit on random encounter.
I completely missed that we took on Lich.
There was a lich. Anyway, Fizzle enters Topher at 146.17. Probably shouldn't have too much trouble with it at this point. Our fighter is way over leveled and has got a really good massa. And still Lord. Disrespects Lich 2, gets the cake on the first turn. I love it.
Fantastic. Love to see it.
Because when the fighter is just gonna one-shot him, doing some cheat damage with the mages would be completely useless. And also I'll go for one that actually does something instantly.
Right.
If it lands.
Oh, 1,000 hit damage to Carrie. Carrie survived. So Carrie rolled quite a bit of HP there.
Oh yeah, that must have been very close to her maximum possible HP with that scaling of 70 to 150%.
Right.
Yep, doing the math in my head, her maximum is 1050, so... Attack I don't like to see without a thief, but it goes out through okay.
Oh, Darkmoon, you're scaring me on these platforms.
Gets pranked by a Bonsai Beal.
That's Bonsai Bill's job, though. Now I don't know if anybody caught the challenge match the other day with Fizzle and Odoron, but Fizzle did manage to get the Brack on Chaos, which was...
Ooh, Crack 2 does manage to punch out the fighter. And that's pretty bad since our only life magic is life 1 and cure 4. At least that's not on Chaos. And it gives us a turn to get the fighter back up. So our basic magic is heal 3 and heal pot from the Black Mage.
Okay, Kraken's throwing. Kraken threw out a rub. Kraken is throwing. Oh, never mind. Kraken has nuke.
Correction, Kraken had nuke.
Had nuke, yeah. Fizzle's
On
level
to tier
30.
2.
That is insanely overleveled for the scaling. You weren't kidding.
Yes, that's still pretty far from getting to the fabled 6-hit threshold on that massa, but we can dream.
Alright, so Fizzle having chugged half the heal pots. Gonna move on to the Tiamat floor. Let's see what nasty script Tiamat has for us today. Putting the Black Mage in the front row. Sacrifice.
Yep, just cast the temper and then you've done your job. Tia doesn't care about the formation though. Goes straight for the back line. Almost took out the red mage, which would have been our only light caster, so that would have been a fighter black mage 2-man. Still not too scared with this scaling and the sheer power of that fighter. It's just so sad that Tofu encounters like these worms are among the best in the game for experience when the one place where you do not want to do a grind in case you wipe.
Right.
And you want to keep all your resources for the fiends.
Alright, Darkmoon has given up on the lava level. Can't say I blame him. Did manage to pick up the
Gotta give credit to Super Mario World's designers on this one. They tried to think, what's something that's known for going all over the place, not really predictable when it's thrown, and they came up with the perfect answer of football.
Yup. They did a good one with that one for sure.
And while we were talking about that, Chaos is down on Fizzle's side, so there comes the release covering the FFR screen in red.
Yeah, get your single G's out in chat for Fizzle.
G.
Now we'll have all these items come through for them. We'll be able to clear out SMW rather quickly. Only needs 3 boss tokens and the ability to find to get
Single
to
coins going deep.
Yeah. Just looking, making sure. I'm mostly curious about SMW items. Yoshi and P Balloon.
Balloon.
Yeah. And then the special zone clear. Okay.
Special zone clear hype hasn't quite affected the game yet, but it's just a matter of time.
Oh, that's a weird graphical bug there. It didn't show the ladder extending to get to the secret exit here.
And I see that Fizzle is not going back on the to the end game. Makes sense when you have a Star Road access right here, and you can probably try to get your boss tokens from some of the fortresses and go for the back door.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Oh, looks like we're going for the regular exit here, which I believe takes you to another fortress up top.
I think so, yeah.
It's good routing. Good routing. I think it takes you to the fortress that I remember being the most painful one. Or one of the more painful fortresses.
Now, if I recall correctly, Fizzle is on 4 boss tokens out of 7 required.
Yes.
Alright, it's on the tracker.
Yeah, if you could even read the tracker. I know it's small, but I didn't really have a lot of retail space to put it in. Cape Tech from Fizzle. We're gonna fly across this level. Which if I remember right, the vanilla speedrun is basically that. Use the cape to fly across every level.
Yep, and due to some niche interaction, well, not quite interaction, but gimmick,
Yep.
where your top speed works, you can actually maintain your speed at its actual maximum instead of just oscillating slightly below that like you do when you run.
Yep.
So flying is just faster when you have that tech down. Though I would not assume that runners here are at that level of strawberry world running. No disrespect to them, of course. It's just not the game they are putting a lot of effort into running at a high level.
Okay, so Darkmoon taking on another boss has gotten a 3rd boss token.
Meanwhile, Fizzle has found his 3rd Res Noir 4. And that's boss token number 5.
Apparently, it was
Oh,
also
actually,
Red
I
Twig
guess
Path.
that all the checks that were collected from exits do also let you get past those levels as if you had cleared them in a Super Mario World.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yeah, hindsight is 2020, but in this case, it does show that clearing FFR first, if this had been calculated decision, would have been by far the best choice indeed.
Yeah,
Out
absolutely.
of the two.
I'm gonna definitely propel Fizzle even further ahead here.
Yeah. Though it does also kind of invalidate some of the progress he did.
Oh, the
As any
dinos.
level that had an item for FFR ends up being sort of a. No, I believe that this path leads to another fortress. So probably going for that, and then the castle from this place. Then probably taking the Star Road to Boss's castle.
Yep, that should be the quickest path. Oh. Oh no, we don't have access. Never mind. I was thinking there was another fortress in the Bowser area, but no, we don't. That's through the normal progression through Donut Plains. Or not, yeah, Donut. What is it? Chocolate World, Chocolate Land. I don't remember what it's called.
Chocolate Island.
Chocolate Island. Yeah.
Inside joke about Miyamoto being hungry in development.
Yeah, and this clear will give access to Star Road as well, so that's a very good pathing routing for Fizzle here.
Okay, I misremembered the layout of Forest Illusion. This is leading to the castle.
Yep.
I believe there's also another fortress on Chocolate Island somewhere. So either that or the castle would be go mode.
This ghost house that Darkmoon's on is just annoying. The floor that escapes underneath you, the ghost fisherman thing, I don't remember what it's called, being a bother.
Those titles. Using Mode 7 just to show off that you can use it to rotate one sprite when it has some much more powerful uses.
Right. So that'll be boss token number 6 for Fizzle.
Yep, all in all, it should not be too far away from finishing his second game and winning the challenge. Oh wait, that was the fortress with... Okay. Don't need to go to Chocolate Island. I had misremembered once again.
Yeah, so this should be your final boss token here. And then Star Road levels, which hopefully aren't anything too stupid.
He won't even need to do that much since he's starting from the Forest of Illusion entrance to the Star Road.
Right.
Darkmoon takes down Larry for his fourth boss token. Oh wait, that's Iggy.
I don't remember any of the Koopa's names. I remember who Ludwig is because it's the one different one. I remember one of the... Wendy, Morton, Iggy, Ludwig.
I always remember that there's a Roy because of the Smash Me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a hard time remembering what all the names are. But that is a 7th boss kill for Fizzle. So that effectively puts Fizzle in the go mode seat now. We'll just need to make his way through Star Road. And I believe Bowser's Castle was set to 2 rooms. Random.
I think so, but I think that's also only if you take the front entrance. There's a setting for how the front and back doors work, and I think they've set it to a vanilla where the back door just skips you past the rooms.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
And the Star Road is already okay from the collected checks.
Fantastic.
Oh, right. I'd forgotten that the back door is not the one you access the Star Road. Again, I'm so rusty on my SMW.
Yeah, same. It sounded right whenever you had said it first, so that's why I could have sworn that was it too, but yeah. Apparently not, but still, it's only 2 rooms, so this should be rather quick. I think I called this like the card room when I played as a young child. I didn't know what else to call it. They just, for some reason, they resembled playing cards to me.
He's all onto the
There we
can do it,
go.
Phil. Congrats! He's on to the dark hallway leading up to Bowser. And he's a pretty straightforward fight once you have the hang of it, so I don't expect that we'll have too much trouble with it.
Yeah, it's not a Kaizo Bowser, so it should be pretty alright. No
Very
secret.
good, crouching and looking up to the beat. I got that. Everyone has their rituals for what to do while waiting for Bowser to make a cool place.
Princess wants help. Oh, here come the bowling balls. Oh, their DM has found, Darkmoon's found the final progressive power up, so I'll have access to the cape finally. I couldn't remember where it was at. Now I remember Fizzle found it early because it progressed through Zone 2 rather quickly.
That's Fizzle done with phase 2 of Bowser.
And now angry Bowser balloon cart.
And that's it. I believe that the proper speedrun timing ends when the princess appears from the clown car. I'm not sure when we'll call this one.
Official race time room was 2 hours, 10 minutes, and 3 seconds. See if maybe we can get our runners in the booth to chit chat about this extraordinary event. And we are joined by Fizzle.
Right as he is in that. Yes, there's his Fizzle.
Oh, wow.
How was that?
Aggravation, then panic, then terror, then panic, then just, So I suspect it looks quite obvious that, I don't know how Valley of Bowser 2 works.
Oh yeah, the both of you were stuck there
For quite some
We
time.
were both stuck there.
Yeah, you were both stuck there for quite some time.
Okay. But yeah, the amount of time I spent trying to make Donut Plains 1 secret exit work, despite not having anything to reach it.
You definitely got.
I got creative.
I was gonna say you got close on an attempt or two there, using the floating Koopas to bounce off of.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you were just a block too short.
Yeah, I was bonking into the pipe.
Yeah.
And like it just didn't go, and then eventually I'm just like, okay, this can't be possible. The logic can't be expecting me to do this. How does Valley of Bowser 2 work again?
There is on the last room, I believe it is. You jump across the ceiling, and you land down on a section where there is a key with a hidden exit.
So the internet tells me.
Yeah.
Anyway, for how the race went, there was a major bit of divergence where Darkmoon, once he got to the canoe from the Red Street Palace, opted to go straight back to FFR and get all the checks from there straight away, while you stuck to Super Mario World and played up to Forest of Illusion. How did that decision go for you?
Ultimately, for the best, because I think hauling the loot out of that direction got me what I really wanted in the FFR side, which is only having to hint for like a couple things. I knew I had to go to Ice Cave because I hinted for, God, what did I hint for? Progressive power up, I think. And then while I'm in Ice Cave, I get Chime and Mazza, and it's just like, oh, well, okay, that narrows down what I need to hint for.
Yeah, that place was loaded today.
But I had spent so much time on Donut Plains 1 early on that I'm just like, nope, no time for promo, no time for extra gear, no time for magic, gotta go. So yeah, FFR first to clear up and to collect exits to try and make Super Mario World go faster. Seemed to really luck out with just having Forest of Illusion removed from my path pretty much.
Yeah, that was an interesting a side effect I didn't realize would happen with Super Mario World, where clearing out all the stuff in FFR gave you just the free exit, and you just got to walk through everything.
Yep. Yeah, I was chatting with Darkmoon, and I thought that was more known than it was. Otherwise, I would have gone out of my way to announce it beforehand. That's a me bad, but also this is the first time we've done something stupid like this, so we're all learning.
Right. It's a learning process.
Yeah. I will make a note to specify in the future how collect works, because I think for all of these I'm going to want to have collect on, because already this was over 2 hours. That's a lot on an Easter Sunday.
Yeah, no, for sure. I was actually worried at some point that I had generated the room wrong and didn't give you the auto collect, and I was starting to get worried in my brain because I'm like, I don't know if I gen that correctly. But turned out we're all safe. But yeah, this was quite a thing. I'm looking forward to more of these kind of challenges here in the future.
And I'm glad we could put together a crew for retrieving that. We did not really have a Super Mario World expert in the booth today, but we got a lot providing the breakdown of progression for us. So I think it worked out. So anyway, while we wait for Darkmoon, I know this is not the only AP game you have scheduled as a Lefeinian ladder challenge. Are you looking forward to the SM64 one against Crab Cakes next week?
I am looking forward to putting points back into the ecosystem. But I'll have fun doing it, and that's what counts.
Fair enough. And there it is. I believe it's at this point, approximately, that Darkmoon ended up forfeiting from the race. So he might show up in the booth sometime soon.
I think
Darkmoon has declined an interview.
I was gonna say I think Darkmoon declined an interview, which is understandable. This ran quite a bit longer than I think we all expected, and yeah. So
2 hours is a lot.
But it was a good showing. Oh, we got
Absolutely.
a Darkmoon on screen there for a moment. My bad. Yeah, GG's again. Looking forward to the next race, as was mentioned. And like I said, looking forward to more of these kind of challenges. Tonight, it is Sunday, right? Yeah, it is Sunday. Later tonight, there's going to be the Platy Party reveal for the Duck Boot Camp Week 5, Class 105. So that'll be something to look forward to later tonight. I believe that is 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then the pickup race tomorrow that is open to the entire community. So be sure to check that out later. There are links in the chat if you are interested in joining the FFR community and would like to do dumb, stupid stuff like this, where we do silly challenges with AP for Lefeinian ladder, or just have fun in general playing AP games as well. We have a whole Discord channel and monthly async that goes on for AP. So if you just want to join up for that, have at it. So, Fizzle, any final thoughts tonight?
The only thing worse than entering Topher jitters is entering Bowser Castle jitters.
I could see that. One wrong move and Bowser takes you out.
Mm-hmm.
More like 3 with the power-ups.
Fellas,
But yeah.
anything?
Not really. It was fun watching a new format for the Lefeinian League challenge, of course. And if there's more of it, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I guess with that, we'll go ahead and sign off. Enjoy everyone's Sunday afternoon, evening, night, whatever it is for you, and we'll catch you next time. Bye-bye, everyone.